And then beautiful boy. Do police, Stephen, I'm asking you a question. Do the police have any authority? I think he's answered that question. How do? So 2 incidents I've witnessed in the last 24 hours. Yeah, the first one, local shop, lovely staff, know most of them, not by name, talk to, friendly. Incidentally, it's a corner shop, as we'd call in this country, if you're not from this country. You know, get milk, bread, convenience store, whatever you want to call it. Open every day here, incidentally. Yeah, that's right. How crazy is that? So, outside this shop at night, 5, 10, 15, 20, now about 40 kids, aged between 10 and 17, lads and lasses. Mostly causing no bother. I know most of them by sight. I'll come back to that bit in a minute. 2 places here in this park, as we are now. One behind me down the bottom of the field. And I'll just in this wood, one in there. Smoking weed, a lot of them. You see the local dealers pull up in the cars. Can't be much older than 17, 18 themselves. Couple of things, they've obviously got the money for it. They're not prepared for what it's going to leave some of them like. You know, paranoia, psychosis. Maybe the odd one in a forensic unit. Yeah, smoking weed. Weed ain't what it used to be. But the vlog's not about that. But let me tell you now, some of the worst cases I saw in the healthcare when I was at Strangeways, prisoners who I knew well, who I never thought I'd see on the healthcare, were through heavy smoking of skunk, weed, whatever you want to call it, whatever it is now. I'm talking about off their heads, people who've been heroin addicts all their life, and weed had done them. Their first trip to forensic units. Yes, so these kids, here's the thing as well. A lot of them wearing masks all the time. Hoodies up, masks, joker masks, clown masks, skull masks. Yeah, we've all worn masks for the whole world for a couple of years. Now these lads are walking around. Some of them had snoods, neck warmers like having my motorbike, cover my mouth, protect my neck. Yeah, hanging about like that. They are unidentifiable. Yeah. It's all right having CCTV cameras everywhere, face recognition, if every fucker's wearing masks. So, there's 2 coppers. I'll tell you what's been happening, local shop. This crowd has got bigger and bigger. 2 or 3 or 4, rush in shop, nick stuff, yeah? 2 staff in shop, one's usually stocking shelves, the other's behind the counter. Mostly female staff, lasses. I've spoken to one of them, she's terrified. You know, she's a mum, she needs the job, she's absolutely terrified. My advice, go behind the counter, go in the office, lock the door, whatever, don't get involved. Common sense. There's one lass who's got some balls, she challenges them. Dangerous thing to do. Flash mobs, you can see what's happening. This group has got bigger and bigger, and sometime soon they're all going to be going in, especially it's getting darker now. You know, there'll be 30, 40 of them in the shop rifling it. So the police have been called from the shop. Stephen, this way, my lad. There's 2 coppers, 2 lasses, female coppers. Yeah, clueless. What can they do? They can't do anything. There's about 40 kids, mostly stood around them, mostly masked. And these coppers, you can hear, are trying to reason with them and tell them they need to disperse and go away. It's about 10 minutes this. Yep. Then the coppers come back. One of the lasses is stood outside the shop, have a little word with her. And off they go in the panda car, the police car. Yep, kids all still there. They're powerless. What would have I done any different? Nothing, you can't do anything different. The kids weren't playing up when the police were there. They were mostly listening. in the masks, and they stayed when the coppers went. What can the shop do? Like a lot of places, it's quite a quiet area where this shop is. When I say quiet, you know, there's not a lot of crime or anything like that. Just do what other places have been doing for years, yeah? Put a bouncer on the door at night. I don't know, 5 while 10 at night when the shop closes, put a bouncer on. Will they put a bouncer on? Will Spa, that's the brand name of the shop, for those that don't know, might not have them in other countries. Will they put a bouncer on? I doubt they will, but that's what it needs. 2 in at a time. Take your hoods down, take your masks off. Not a job I'd want that, but that's what it needs if them lasses are going to be safe. Otherwise it's going unchecked. This is one little incident, this. Police had no authority, no power. Kids weren't interested. The weed thing's another level, you know, they have no idea. Everyone I speak to said weed's harmless. Okay. Second incident this morning, very early, got up with Stephen, didn't sleep well last night. There's a fella looks a bit dishevelled, 40, 50 years old, sat on pavement, so I have to walk past him with Stephen. Are you all right, mate? Yeah, I'm all right, thanks. Are you sure? Yeah. Can I help you with anything? Looked a bit distressed. He pointed, so what, 15 metres away is a cop car. Outside a house. Only 15 metres away. I says, okay, mate. Took Steve on a little walk. On the way back, the guy's still there. As I'm walking down towards him, copper gets in the car. So this guy says to me, or I thought he said to me, have you got a minute? So I said, yeah, no problems. So copper gets in the car, turns it round, comes across the road. This is 15 metres he's moved from, yeah? Parks in the middle of the road, passenger window down, starts talking to this guy. Conversation went something like, you need to stay away from that house. The fella, it's my house. I don't know what's gone on inside. It's my house. I'll be going back in as soon as you've gone. I'm telling you, this is a copper. If you go back in that house, I'm going to arrest you. The fella says, you might as well arrest me now, because I'm going to go back in that house. The copper winds the window up and drives off. The fella looked at me, thanks, walks across the road and goes back in the house. Yeah, that's it. No drama, no action. The copper obviously saw him walk across the road and go in the house. The copper didn't have the decency to walk across the road and speak to him. I don't know what went off previous. That was it. The guy went in the house, the copper went away. What the conversation was about, I have no idea. People have no authority now. I personally think coppers shouldn't be going anywhere on their own. But there you go. A lot of lads I used to lock up, always ask them that question. What do you think to the police? Do you think police aren't necessarily evil? Of course they are, Miss Samworth. I don't like coppers, but we need coppers. That's it, guys. On the weed front, them kids, like I say, if you're smoking weed at 10 years old, and I'm not one of them that believe if you smoke weed, you're going to take heroin. Weed will cause enough problems through long-term and heavy use. And anyone who thinks none of them kids will suffer with mental illness, like I said, psychosis or anything else, paranoia, are very much mistaken. Stephen, parting shot as always, guys. I'm hoping to get out this next week. I'll ask it well at the minute and do a couple of interviews, so that is pending. Stevie, come here. It's always nice to have on board. Hope you're having the best weekend possible, guys. Looks like a long shot of the lad. Thanks for coming. I'll see you.